channel. Today we are going to paint this painting, or we're going to get as far as we can. I paint slow, so this may take a while, but we're going to paint this painting. It is a painting of Aurora, the Sleeping Beauty, in my style. And actually this is a painting that's a part of a series. I have 3 others that are in the series of Disney characters that I'm doing in my style. Actually, I can show you those right now. Okay, so here is the first one. It's Ariel in my style. I don't know if you're able to see it clearly. Here is Ursula. Here is Maleficent. I know there's a glare, so I'm trying to shift it so there isn't one. And actually, this is a redo of the original Sleeping Beauty that I did. However, her composition is so different than the other 3, and when I really started this series, I didn't realize how I wanted everything to look. And then once I had all 4 of them together, Aurora really stood out, and it bothered me. So I'm redoing her, and I will be doing more in the series and showing you all that. But yeah, we're gonna paint her right here. I'm painting in oils. Here's my palette. It's on glass. And like I said, I do paint slow, so I'm going to try to finish the face in this video, and then part 2 will probably be the rest of it. But yeah, so sit back, relax, and let's just paint. Also, I live next to a very busy street, so you're gonna hear cars. You're also gonna hear air conditioning because I also live in Texas, and there is no way I can film without AC. Absolutely none. It's too hot. So it's a little lo-fi. People like that, right? Okay, let's start. Okay, so I'm going to put on gloves because I'm a messy painter. I get paint everywhere. And we're gonna start. I paint from right to left, and I go by sections. It's just generally how I do it. So we're starting off right here with her hair, and I'm using filberts of all different sizes. This first one is a number 2. And actually, the mediums I use, I don't use a lot of mediums when painting, but Gamsol is what I use as my mineral spirit. Yeah, I use Gamsol. Most of my paints are Gamblin or Winsor Newton brand, and I also use this solvent-free gel that's also by Gamblin, and I use liquid sometimes as well when I really want something to dry fast, but I don't need this to dry any faster than it's going to. Yeah, so let's start. So a little about this series. I didn't originally start out thinking, hey, I'm gonna do a series of Disney characters in my style. what started it was I did a painting of Ariel from Mermaid. And what Mermaid is painting or drawing mermaids in the month of May. And so I don't know, I landed on a reason to do. I wanted, instead of just drawing any mermaid, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do Ariel. And originally I was gonna do the live action version, but I couldn't get a good grasp of how I wanted her to look. And none of like the preliminary sketches I did, I didn't like them. And then I got inspiration from a hairstyle I saw. I saw this 40s type of hairdo, and I thought it looked so cool in red hair. And then of course that made me think of Ariel with her big kind of bangs, swoop bangs that she has in the cartoon version. And yeah, so I painted her. I've been working on this little section for a while. I painted her, and then I thought, ooh, I should do Ursula. So I had this idea of her with a tentacle for a tongue. And then it was like that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie kind of thing. It just snowballed. And the next thing I know, I was doing a series of Disney princesses and villains, completely ignoring the fact that I have so many other paintings that I need to be doing, namely these in the background that you can see here. They haven't been touched for a year. I know there's artists out there that understand what I'm saying. Time just gets away from you. And, I don't know why. Next thing you know, on to something else, and all these other paintings literally are staring back at you like, hello, can I get fixed? Can I get finished, please? Thanks. So yeah. Right now I'm going in with various yellows and browns, building up dimension in her hair, adding some purple as well in her. I'm going to add some purple as well in her shadows of the hair. Yellow and purple, or violet rather, are complementary colors, and purple makes a good shadow for a yellow object. I also hate painting hair, and I'm not following the rule of paint the darks. Paint all the darks first, then the midtones, and then go in with the lights. I don't have a good reason why I'm not doing that either. I'm just vibing. It's been a while since I worked on this series too. Speaking of not doing things in a timely manner or working on other things, I had a show that I needed to get stuff ready for, and so I had to put these on the back burner. So I think the last time I worked on these was in June. It is now August. Well, I'm painting these. I don't know when this video is going up. So, no, Jesus, it's not August. It's September. It is fully September. I think it's like September 9th. So, yeah, it's been a while since I worked on these. So right now I'm just moving down the area with the hair. All of them, all the pieces kind of had like a retro style. As far as the hair goes, because like I mentioned earlier, I was inspired by a 40s hairdo for Ariel. So I wanted to keep that throughout all of them, so they all have kind of retro hairstyles for all of them that do have hair. Because like Maleficent, her hair wasn't showing. So this is a filbert as well. I don't think the number really matters because it's a different brand and it's a 1. And whatever set it came in, it's a 1. But that other one I had was a 2, and clearly they are not the same. This one's bigger, obviously. So as far as brushes go, I'm not too particular about brushes. I go through them a lot. As you can tell, I'm just like smashing it into the fabric. But I think I said this before. I do like filberts. They're my favorite type. I just feel really comfortable with them. Not sure why, actually. I don't really like round brushes unless there's, the small ones for details. Flats, I like those too. There's like a big curl right here. So I'm just going in and adding dimension. I pre-mix all of my colors usually, because I use a lot of color in my paintings, so to make my life easier and I'm not mixing the whole time. I try to mix them up first. Now, a lot of times I'm just, guesstimating what colors I'll need. I feel like I do end up wasting some, so I have to like paint something small so I can use those colors. I always say that the way I paint, I don't jump around the painting itself, the image, but I do jump around the palette, depending on the section. Like this one section has had, 5, 6 different colors, and it's gonna have more, so I just wipe off and go in, and because I'm just trying to create what I see as best I can at the time, and then it'll probably look terrible and I have to go in and fix it. But that's generally what painting is. Painting something and then fixing it. I'm using this dry filbert that's like kind of splayed out and almost looks like a mop brush, to do a little blending action. So this is going okay, I think. I'm not sure if it's going bad or not. I'm still feeling pretty optimistic that this will look good. With the shadows, I'm going back and forth between the purple and the brown. And I think this is burnt sienna and burnt umber, like mixed together. And both pretty transparent. So I'm trying not to show too much of that pink underlayer. I also add highlights as I go. A lot of people wait till the last they wait to make that the last part, but I like to see what I'm working with. So I just go ahead and start highlighting whatever section I'm doing. And they might not end up being the final highlights. I'm actually really liking how this is going. It's surprising. But that could change. And I could like step back and look at it and just be like, whoa, that looks terrible. It's a cycle with artists. I want this highlight to be more orange. orange I have on my palette is very, very transparent. So I'm gonna lay that in right there. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of white. See how that goes. Yeah. See, this is blonde hair, and it's like 85 different colors. So I realized I've been rapping on and on about what I'm doing. But I also realized that this probably looks like a bunch of nothing right now. It's just like, what is this? And this is her hair. She's posing like this, and like sleep on her hand. And this is her hair that's falling right there. Just in case the sketch is too light to make out. And yeah, it just looks like a bunch of nothing, but it will make sense. We're just, you know, Bob Ross says, making happy trees, or just making happy curls. We're making curls in the hair. One of my biggest reasons for painting right to left is I'm left-handed, and I smudge everything. And it drives me crazy, so just go with the flow that way so I don't smudge stuff over here. And I rest my hand on the canvas, so I'm gonna smudge. I don't paint like this or like this. Eventually that hurts my shoulder. So yeah. Also, the thing about hair, especially when you're looking at a reference, it doesn't have to be an exact match, because you can't go, strand for strand trying to replicate what you see. You just have to go for the general shape. At least that's what I do. It's pretty impossible. And doesn't look like it flows if you do or if you try to replicate every strand. Okay, I'm gonna add this ultramarine blue. To my palette. For the shadow. Yeah. And over here. Nee, that's too. Light. Probably should use like pure violet too. Hi, it's the following day. It's raining outside, so you might hear some rain sounds. It's raining on and off. Hurricane Francine is in the vicinity, heading towards Louisiana. So, yeah. I forgot to talk about what I'm painting on. What's all these roses? So this is fabric that I attached to a canvas, and I prepped the whole thing with gesso. I didn't sand it because I kind of like the rough texture. And this part, the pink priming, is in acrylic paint. But yeah, so this is all fabric. Those other Disney paintings are fabric as well. And I like to incorporate the fabric in with the figure to look like the figure is intermingling with the background. So yeah, this is fabric, cotton fabric. And yeah, we're gonna get started on the face. So let's get started. Okay, so her face is a variation of pinks and purples. When I was trying to figure out what color scheme I wanted for this painting, I looked at the color scheme that's used for Aurora in the movies. Every Disney character has their own particular color scheme that makes them so recognizable. I think Ariel's is usually red, purple, teal, or green. And for Aurora, it was pastel pink, yellow, blue, and I think red for her lips. So this painting will have pink, yellow, blue, purple. an interesting challenge about these paintings is that when I do the drawing first, and then I set out to try to figure out how I want. I set out to figure out what background is going to fit it the most. So I have to go to the fabric store, and I go to several different ones to figure out which one I like. And for this one, I wanted like kind of dreamy pink roses. I wanted the roses to not be too saturated, very pastel, very light and airy feeling. Because you're Sleeping Beauty, you want it to be kind of dreamlike. And I think it was Joann's Fabric. I walked in, I looked at the pink area of fabrics that they have up against the wall in my Joann's, and there it was. And it was glorious, because that rarely happens, where you have an idea of what you want and you can find it easily. It's funny because these colors look kind of gray on this, because this pink is so saturated, and the colors I'm using are slightly less saturated. They're a little they're not as, saturated, like I said. So it's coming out like they look like little variations of gray, but they don't look like that on the palette. And when everything comes together, they're not going to be gray looking. I hope the sound in the background isn't too annoying. It's kind of peaceful to me. I'm not sure if they are cicadas. I feel like those are louder. And earlier in the year, but I'm not sure. I've heard them my whole life. And I have no idea what exactly they are. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me. To start off her eyebrow, I'm going in with that same brown that I use as a shadow in her hair. And as you can see, it's really transparent. Gonna go in with purple to deepen it. small strokes to mimic hair. Then a little ultramarine blue. For a little bit more dimension. Then I have this light brown. To line it up just a bit. My dog has entered the chat. Come here. This is my dog, Cairo. She's a Yorkie. No, I'm just working my way to the eye socket. So a big part of my art is the incorporation of anatomy. This, my portraits, I show skeletal features in the face and other parts of the body. It's just a part of my style. For many reasons I do this. One of them is, just a love for anatomy and exhibiting it in the portraits I paint. So on this side of the face is where I'm showing the skeletal features. So this is the eye socket from the skull that I'm starting in with. Starting off with a sort of medium purple. Deepen it a little bit. I'm deepening it more as I get into a hollow of the eye. And then I'm going to fade it out into this light kind of periwinkle eyeshadow she has. Just to be a little bit darker. It's kind of like ice blue colors right in the middle. And then now I'm going into the lash line. Sounds like I'm talking about makeup, but it almost is. It's like I'm doing her makeup. I'm just gonna add in, thicken up the line a little bit. Not fully add in lashes just yet. Then go underneath that. Add this pink color. It's kind of like the shadow when you close your eyes. Your lid creates a little shadow underneath. And then gonna fill in the rest of the eye socket area. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and lightly put in some eyelashes. It's gonna mix in with the paint that I just put down, but that's okay. We can darken it later. Okay. This right here is where the nasal bone is sitting. Right now I'm just laying down various colors. For this cheekbone area. I'm pretty sure someone is mowing their lawn in the distance. And I tried to wait for them to finish, but I wanted to get on with it. Okay, so right now I'm mapping out the nose. Noses are my favorite thing to paint on a face. I don't know why. Yeah, noses are my favorite thing to paint. I think most people really enjoy eyes, but I've always enjoyed noses. Okay, so I'm just going in back and forth, pushing and pulling the color. Basically, for me, painting the nose is going back and forth between the shadows and the light points and forming its shape. It's pretty delicate. If you put something too harsh, then it completely changes how it looks. And then basically just, as far as color goes, I'm just picking different ones that I think will go good here. It matches the mock-up I've already done. And I'm not right all the time. But if it doesn't look good, I just paint over it. And then sometimes stuff ends up looking good that I didn't expect. I'm like, oh, look at that. I'm kind of screwing myself by working with this size brush because it is kind of too big. And I don't know why I haven't changed it yet. I have this little brush called a shader. It's a very small, flat shader. Let's see if that'll be a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go into the lips. I believe I said earlier that part of her color scheme is she has red lips, and when I was doing this, when I was about to do this painting, I rewatched the cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty. Well, I guess there's only one version of Sleeping Beauty, and then the other one is Maleficent. But I rewatched Sleeping Beauty. I think in the song about her, I think it says lips like roses, or something about alluding to her lips being like a rose. And all the other paintings in the series, all the women have red lips. But for some reason, I am not making her lips red. I might change it. But they're more of like a fuchsia. Trying to create kind of this ombre effect on her lips. Okay, sorry for the jump. I believe there's someone in the neighborhood that's getting their roof fixed, and that means there is a lot of banging in the background. At first it was steady, and now it's sporadic, but it is very annoying and the opposite of soothing. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to keep painting this because I do need to get a lot more finished. My original plan was to at least get the face finished, but people need their roof fixed, I guess. But I will come back in part 2, and when I'm about to finish the painting and finish it on camera with you guys. So thanks for watching, and I hope you like this, and I'll see you later. Bye.